This brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this.
Only one choice now. Just to last me. I wanna be the one. No more it's no more it's just to last me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Trinity Resting, and yes, Resting is my real surname. So as you can tell by the title, I've listened to you guys and I'm here with an updated makeup routine. I know I already have a makeup routine on my channel, which is why this is an updated one. Trinity, don't be dumb. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will be linking all the products that I use in this video down in the description box below. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so I'm here barefaced. As you can see, my eyebrows are already done because I have tried multiple times doing my eyebrows on camera. I even tried to do them on camera before this and they were not it, child. Okay, so I decided to just do my eyebrows off camera. If you do want to know how I do my eyebrows though, I have an eyebrow tutorial already posted and my eyebrow routine has not changed. So yeah, if you want to know how I do my eyebrows, go and check out that video. I'll also link it up right here so you guys can check it out after this video. A lot of y'all have been asking for an updated version because I do have a version already posted on my channel, but yeah, it is really old. The quality is not it, and to be honest, my makeup was not giving what it was supposed to have gave, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just gonna hop straight into the video. I don't want to waste y'all's time. Also, my mirror is over here, so this is where I'm gonna be looking. So I'm sorry if y'all are annoyed by that, but that's just what it is. Also, yesterday I put a poll up on my Instagram to ask you guys to give me topics to talk about during this makeup routine because I didn't want y'all to be too bored just watching me pat my face. You know, so yeah, I asked you guys to give me topics to talk about, so yeah, we'll be doing that. I'm gonna start off by priming my skin. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I feel like such a beauty guru right now. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be using this primer. I don't really put it everywhere only because this primer is really, it's got like a silicone texture and kind of sometimes makes my skin greasy. So I kind of focus it on my nose where my pores are really prominent. So my nose and like just my cheeks over here. And y'all, I'm sorry if the lighting changes a lot throughout the duration of this video. I'm sitting next to a window and it's a really cloudy day, so the sun is like hopping in and out, so I'm sorry if that bothers you. I'm gonna go ahead and start off by concealing the blemishes on my face. As you guys can see, I have a lot of blemishes on my cheeks and apparently on my chin now. These are like really new. I was writing final exams a few weeks ago and I had a really bad stress breakout, so yeah, I have all these new problems to deal with. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by concealing that. I'm using my trusty Allegro Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. So I'm just going to be using that to conceal all these little blemishes that you see over here. Gonna conceal all of those. Oh, child, I almost forgot about the topics that we're supposed to talk about right now. Okay, so first topic is high school. How did I prepare for exams and how did I manage my time with my assignments? Okay, this is an interesting topic to talk about because honestly, in high school, I wasn't really on top of my assignments like that. Like, okay, I never really missed. Okay, I did miss deadlines, but like I was never really that person to miss deadlines by like a lot. It would probably be like by a couple of hours or so, something like that. But yeah, I definitely wasn't the student who was always on top of all their work and had their work done and everything prepared. I'm a procrastinator. I feel like I work a lot better under pressure, which is something I have been trying to work on because yeah, procrastination is never the answer. So yeah, I'm probably the worst person to ask about time management, but Honestly, in high school, I think the best thing you can do is starting early and don't procrastinate. Especially in the last 2 years of high school, things get pretty hectic and things get really busy. So if there's one thing that I used to admire about the top students in my class is like they were always on top of their work because they wouldn't procrastinate. They would do things either as soon as the teacher would give us the assignment, they would try and start it or get it done. Whereas I would analyze the assignment but not do it. I would wait until maybe a couple of days before the due date to start doing it, depending on the assignment. If it was an assignment that I think is going to be easy to do, I would do it maybe 2 days before. When I had maybe 2 weeks or a week to do it, I would do 2 days before. So that's just an example of what I wish I didn't do. I feel like by doing that, I really caused myself a lot of stress and a lot of disservice. So yeah, if you can just be on top of your work and get things done, then you're definitely gonna benefit yourself a lot. So right now I just dampen my beauty blender with water, and I'm just gonna blend my concealer. Okay, now I'm just gonna go over my forehead because I do see some blemishes on my forehead, so I'm just gonna do those real quick. And I kind of forgot to do my mustache, so I'm gonna do that as well. And as you can see, I kind of go heavy with the concealer only because I don't like wearing a whole lot of foundation, and because of that my foundation tends to be very light coverage. So that's why I kind of go ham with the concealer and try and cover up a lot of my really prominent blemishes. What? I try and cover up a lot of my really dark or prominent blemishes before I go in with my foundation. So yeah, that's why I'm using a hefty amount of concealer right now. So next thing I'm gonna do is go in with my foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me, what is it? Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation for normal to oily skin. This is in the color 334, which is warm tan. It looks like this. Now, I recently ordered this foundation online thinking that it was going to be my shade, which it is absolutely not my shade at all. It is way too light for me, so I'm going to be mixing it with the LA Girl Mattifying Liquid Foundation. If my camera could focus, that would be fantastic. This one is in the shade 607. So yeah, I'm just gonna be mixing those together. Before I do that, let me find another topic. Oh, my favorite drugstore or high-end products. Okay, I haven't really been experimenting with makeup that often to have like a list of my favorite products, because honestly I'm quite happy with my routine at the moment. Obviously I would love to buy new makeup, but that would just be for the fun of it, not that I really need to try anything new. But my favorite drugstore products, most of my makeup is drugstore. My favorite drugstore products are definitely Maybelline. I feel like even though they're drugstore, it is a really good quality, especially the foundation. It feels like it's a high-end product when it's not, so Maybelline is definitely up there in my list. Another drugstore product that I use a lot is LA Girl, their concealers. If y'all don't know about LA Girl Pro Concealer, I don't know where you have been. You've been hiding under a rock or something, but yeah, LA Girl Pro Concealer is like every single girl's plug. It does what it needs to do. It is just thebomb.com. Now I'm gonna be taking this brush. I got this brush in a set from a friend of mine. Her name is Bruna. I'll actually put her Instagram link right here so you guys can check her out. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna be using this brush. I use it as a foundation brush. I don't know if it is a foundation brush, if I'm being honest. I have no idea, but I use it as a foundation brush, and I use this Essence Instant Matte setting spray to just spray my brush until it's a little bit dampish. But yeah, what was I saying? Yes, I use a lot of LA Girl. I also use a lot of Essence in my makeup routine. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend my foundation all over my face. to blend my foundation further, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. It's really dirty, so please don't mind that. But yeah, I use both a brush and a beauty blender because I feel like the brush does a lot of the hard labor of spreading the foundation around, and then the beauty blender really gets it looking seamless, because sometimes when I use the brush alone it leaves streaks in my face, which I do not like. So I go in with the beauty blender just to make it real seamless and smooth looking. And as you can see, the foundation is really light, which yeah, is problematic, but not to worry, because after we contour it will all come together, hopefully. Oof, I hope. Jeez. Okay, so now that I've finished blending in my foundation and I look a little bit like a pancake, I'm gonna go in and start highlighting my under eyes. So I'm gonna be using this MAC concealer. It's a little bit dirty, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm using this MAC concealer in the color A36. I'm just gonna be using that under my eyes. I'm also gonna go under my nose. Okay, my camera just cut off, I don't know why, but yeah, I just finished going under my eyes, my chin, and now I'm just doing the bridge of my nose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it with my beauty blender. Now all that is blended, I'm gonna go ahead and contour. But before I contour, let me find another topic for you guys. I didn't get many topics to talk about, so okay, someone asked me how to get a smooth application when doing your makeup. Now, like I mentioned before, I think the most important step is the foundation, because it is what it's called, you know, it's the foundation of your whole makeup look. So you really have to try and master that step for your whole look to come together. So like I said, I like to go in with a brush first and then a beauty blender after, because like I said, a brush can sometimes make your foundation look really streaky, and sometimes it doesn't distribute it really well throughout your entire face. And you want to take your time with blending, really make sure that it's not patchy, really make sure that it's all over your face, and put it into your edges, into your ears, your neck, everywhere, okay? But I would say the one tip that I've been doing that I feel like really gets my foundation looking smooth is spraying your beauty blender with either a setting spray, which I would recommend highly, or just making sure your beauty blender is damp. I use water to dampen my beauty blender. If you use a dry beauty blender, it's not gonna blend the product as smoothly. It's gonna make it look really patchy, really cakey. So you want everything to be moist when you're blending. That's why I even sprayed my brush first with a setting spray before I touch my face with the brush, because yeah, like I said, you want to make sure that all the products you're using to blend are damp, just so it's really smooth and the product moves around easier. And maybe trying out different foundations, because you might find that the foundation you're using isn't doing you justice. If you're not happy with your current foundation, the Maybelline Fit Me one is a great option. It says it is matte, but as you can see, my face does not look matte, so I don't really think it's a matte foundation. But yeah, I think that those are the only tips that I have for a smooth application. Another question is, why aren't I as consistent on YouTube? So okay, before I move on to answering that question, I'm now gonna start contouring. I'm using the Essence All About Matte. I guess it's meant to be a foundation, but I don't use it as that. I got this a really long time ago, and I use it as a contour because it's kind of like a foundation, but almost like a BB cream as well. So it's not too heavy and not too harsh, so it gives you a very natural looking contour, nothing too like in your face. It is so dirty, I'm so sorry, but yeah, I use this Essence All About Matte. I just put 3 drops on my cheekbones, my forehead. Then I kind of just let it sit for a bit because it's very liquidy. Like I said, I think it's meant to be a foundation, so it's very liquidy and runny. So I feel like by letting it sit for a little while, it gets a little tacky and a bit easier to blend. But yeah, the question of why am I not as consistent on YouTube anymore? If I'm being honest, you guys, I am lazy. I am lazy. I honestly do not have any other explanation besides the fact that I'm lazy. Okay, before I was in school and I had exams, of course I had assignments, which is why I was gone for like maybe a good, how long was I gone for? A good 2 months I was gone. But if I'm being honest, I could have squeezed in content even during that time when I was in school. I was just really lazy. I feel like during this whole lockdown corona thing, I've lost a lot of motivation. If I'm being very honest, I lost a lot of motivation to do anything, and it's very addictive to not do anything. You know, once I started not filming as often anymore, it kind of just became a habit, and it became very addictive to just, you know, not film and not produce content. But if I'm being honest, it's something that I'm trying to work on. I am trying to get better at time management. Like I said before, time management is not my strong point. If you guys have been following me on YouTube, you already know my time management is terrible. It is shitty. So yeah, it is something I'm definitely working on, because I want to be producing more content, because I really want to start growing my YouTube more, especially now that I'm kind of done with school. I wrote my final exams a few weeks ago, so right now I'm kind of in a holiday season, so I have a lot of free time on my hands. But yeah, I'm working on it. I've planned more videos to film for you guys, so definitely be expecting me more often. I know I say that all the time, but seriously, expect me more often. So okay, right now my contour has been sitting here for a little while, so I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it. My beauty blender is damp. Always have a damp beauty blender, like I said, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that carefully. Okay, then usually I have a lot of product on my sponge, so I bring it into my jawline. Then to further blend out my contour, because as you can see, it's still very prominent, I then go in with this MAC 460 SE brush. Yeah, so I just use this brush to blend out my contour a bit more. So yeah. Okay, so now my contour is all done and blended. I'm then gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm gonna be using this Ready Set Smooth by Barry M. This is just like a banana powder. I bought this recently, so I'm still kind of getting used to its application. While I put the powder on my face, another topic that I have here is my transition from life in Swaziland to life in France, and also why I chose France. Okay, I'm just gonna re-blend my under eyes just to make sure there's no creases before I set it with powder, because that's the last thing you want is creases when you're putting in your powder. But yeah, my transition from life in Swaziland to life in France. Life in Swaziland and life in France is very different, of course. You wouldn't expect it to be the same. It's two completely different cultures. So yeah, it definitely was different moving here from being in Swaziland. But if I'm being honest, personally, I'm the type of person who can adapt to their surroundings very easily. So culture shock moving here wasn't so much of a big deal for me. It was kind of easy to settle in here and kind of get used to how things work here. But if I'm being honest, things are very different. There's a lot of things that French people do that honestly make me question, but you know, you just kind of have to accept that this is the way they do things, this is their culture, so you kind of just have to go with the flow. But yeah, the transition, when I first moved here, if you guys had watched my move-in series, I think it was my part 2, when I first moved moved in here, it was very stressful for me because yeah, I moved here during like the peak of the pandemic. It was beginning of September last year, which is when my university semester was starting, and if I'm being honest, I was tired of being at home. You know, being at home for such a long time after being in boarding school away from my parents. Now when I went back home after I graduated high school, having to be around my parents all the time was getting on my damn nerves. I could not function anymore. I wanted to leave as soon as possible, which is also why I was pushing so hard to leave as soon as I did, even though the pandemic was so hectic, because yeah, my mental state was just not flourishing. I was feeling just very almost claustrophobic, I would say. Like being at home so often was just, it was different for me because yeah, like I said, I was in a boarding school for 5 years where I would only go home maybe for a maximum of like a month, let's say, during holidays, and then I'd be back at school. So now that I had graduated high school and I was home for so long, I was home for about like 9 months. So yeah, you can only imagine how frustrating it was for me now being at home for so long. And also just the whole pandemic was also getting on my nerves. Everyone was just really just stressful. So only because of that, the transition moving here was really stressful. But I feel like if I had moved any later, like if I had waited for the pandemic to calm down, then there's a lot of things I would have missed out on. So I don't regret coming here at the time that I did. I don't regret it at all. I feel like I experienced everything I needed to experience. I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason. So yeah, I don't regret it at all. We moved. So yeah, like I said, it was very stressful for me. A lot of things are different. The culture here is different, but I had been in France before, so I kind of already knew what to expect when coming here, so it wasn't too much of a shock for me. But yeah, I would say if you are someone from, for example, from Swaziland or from a place with a different culture, I would say if you're planning to move somewhere overseas like Europe or something like that, you need to be moving with a really open mindset, because if you don't, you will struggle. Especially for the French people have a really set way of doing things, so you really have to be open-minded and open to adjusting to the way that the people do things there. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It wasn't anything too crazy. There's nothing too out there that I can really think of. Now you guys saw me set my under eyes and my chin and my nose, so now I'm gonna go ahead and set my entire face with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder in the color 355 Cinnamon. It looks like this. As you guys can see, I have hit pan on this already. I need to get a new one. I love this powder. I feel like this is kind of what has my face looking not so vivid. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and set my entire face with this. So now that I've set my entire face, you can tell I still kind of look like a pancake. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off the excess foundation that is on my lips. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and moisturize my lips while they are moisturizing themselves. I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara on my bottom lashes, and then we're gonna go ahead and put on my falsies. I'm gonna be using the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. This is the waterproof one. This is my favorite mascara ever. I used to use the one, I think I still have it. I used to use this green one instead of this blue one. I don't know if you can tell the difference on camera, but this is the one I used to use. This one is not waterproof, but I feel like this one has a better formula than this one. So I kind of would have wished that I bought this one again, because this one is kind of and I don't know why I decided to buy waterproof, because if you wear makeup, then you know mascara is the toughest thing to get rid of, because it just stays underneath your eye and you look like you've been beat up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lashes. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna put the glue onto my falsies so that they have time to dry while I do my bottom lashes. Now, okay, my lashes look real crusty, guys, please. We are currently in a semi-lockdown in France, okay? So before I show you my lashes, let me tell you the story. So I bought my lashes from Primark. I've been buying my lashes from Primark because Primark has the bombest lashes ever, and they sell them for like €1.50. Now let me tell you, so Macron, our president here in France, decided to close down all non-essential stores, right? And Trinity here didn't get a chance to restock on her lashes, right? On her falsies. So I've been struggling on the same pair of lashes for a long ass time, and at this point they are ready to go. I'm gonna stop talking and show you guys. The packaging is messy, there's glue everywhere, okay? But these are the lashes that I wear, that I got from Primark, like I said. I have no idea what they're called. I threw away the box, so I'm sorry, I have no idea what these lashes are called. But yeah, they look like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the glue on these lashes. I don't use any special glue, I just use the glue that comes with the lashes. I have been meaning to buy duo lash glue though, because I've heard a lot of good reviews about duo lash glue, and I feel like everyone uses duo lash glue. So I've been meaning to buy that, but I just don't find the need to be spending €7 on a lash glue. Like, it doesn't make sense to me when this one works just fine. While I glue up my lashes, can you guys go ahead and comment down below any video suggestions that you want me to film or that you want to see from me? I know a lot of you guys suggested that I do more hair videos, but honestly I'm kind of out of ideas. I don't know how YouTubers do this. Like, I don't know what else to film. So if you guys could give me any ideas, I would highly appreciate it. So yeah, my lashes are just sitting right now. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for the glue to get tacky. So while I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my mascara. You guys also make like weird ass faces with mascara. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's in our genes, if I'm being honest with you, because I feel like if I don't make this face, the mascara just doesn't come out the way it usually does, you know? My girls know what I'm talking about. Okay, so but I remember that one topic wasn't really a topic, but someone was asking me to show how I apply lashes. So I'm gonna show y'all how I do it. This is gonna be really difficult to explain, so I'm hoping you guys can just watch and kind of see what I'm doing. The first thing that I do is I take my finger and I kind of push down on my top lashes just so that they lay flat, because my top lashes are really curly and they tend to get in the way of me putting on my lashes. So I like to just take my finger and push them down. And then my biggest tip would be to use tweezers to put your lashes on, because if you use your fingers, you won't really be able to see that well what you're doing. So, and then let me zoom in so y'all can see a little better. So you're gonna want to put it on top of the lashes that you just spent your time pushing down. Literally put it right on the lash line, then pull the front piece forward and the back piece back, you know, pop it in place. Then I use my fingers to push it in so that I make sure it's really sticking to my skin and the lash is not just flying. So yeah, I just use my fingers to do that. I hope y'all can see. The lighting is really doing a mazza right now. I'm so sorry. So there you go, and now it's stuck, and now we're gonna do the other side. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to my lips. I remember somebody asking me what my lip combo was, so I'm about to show y'all. For my lips, I use a dark brown eyeshadow, okay? This is my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. You can use anything really. It's a bit dirty, I'm sorry, but I use this dark brown as a lip liner, okay, because the lip liner I have isn't as dark as I want it to be. So I use a eyeshadow instead. What I do is I take an angled brush, I dip it into the product. I start by lining the corner of my lips, so y'all will just watch and see what I'm doing. And I stop like right there. Fill it in. Then do the same thing on the top, but at the top you can actually connect everything, so I'll show you. Okay, then blend with your finger the edges. Okay, now that we're all blended, should look like this. Then I go in with my lip gloss. This is the Smudge lip gloss in the color, there is no color, in this pink color. But yeah, I take this Smudge lip gloss. Take your finger again and blend it. Okay, and then I take this lip gloss in a really light shade. I don't even remember where I got this from. I take this and put it in the very center of my lips to give it some dimension. There you go. And then last step that I do is highlight. So for highlight, I use in the same palette, this Urban Decay palette that I showed you earlier. There is this shade, Stranded, this one right here. So I use my fingers to do this because I feel like it gives a more strengthy highlight. So I just take my pinky finger, dip it into the highlight, and put it on the places that I want to glow, basically. There we go. And then I remember someone asked me how I do my slit brow, so I might as well do it while I'm here. Okay, so to do this, I take my concealer. This is my LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Cool Tan, and then I use this really tiny angled brush, and I dip my brush into the concealer, and then I put the axis on the back of my hand, and then I obviously decide where I want to place the slit. I'm gonna go for the basic right through the middle right here. So I take my brush, which has concealer on it, and very carefully, I really hope I can do this on camera, otherwise it's gonna be so embarrassing. But yeah, I take it really carefully and just basically stamp a line in there, and I just keep stamping in that same place until the line looks more and more prominent. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. This is really hard to do on camera, oh my gosh. And then I take my concealer brush and clean up underneath so that it doesn't look like I've just concealed my eyebrow. So we just clean up the top and bottom, and then I go in and make the line a bit neater. And I basically just do that over and over again until my eyebrow is how I want it to look. But yeah, this is how the slit looks. I usually add more. I usually have 2 or 3 slits, but yeah, this is how it looks. I'm gonna put my camera on charge and then I'll get back to you guys and do an outro. Okay guys, so I'm back. My camera died, so I just had to put it into charge really quick. But yeah, this is the final look. This is kind of what I do every day when I go on campus, only because I like to be extra. So yeah, this is quite full face of makeup. It's not your typical everyday no makeup look, but yeah, this is what I would do on a general slay day. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And of course, I will see you guys next time. Bye.